Okay, I want you guys to see this. You guys to see this. Turns on, it turns off, it turns on, it turns off. So I'm gonna share a little of how I did this. So I created another index HTML here, so that I will show you guys how I did it. I know I have a lot of code here that does not seem right. So look at how I did it. Let me just. So how I did is that first of all I created a button. Sorry. I created a button with an ID. I called the button on. But I did not use the ID for anything. So inside the button I said turn on lights. So this is my first button. And after my first button, I created an image with an ID of bulb because I want my bulb to be on and off. So I created an image of bulb. So I placed a bulb that is off. Like I placed the off bulb, which is already here. Here is already here. So I placed the off image. Then let me put an alternate in case the bulb did not show. So I'll just put something like bulb is off. Or let me just leave it. Sorry. Let me just leave it alternative. So when one more to my button, my other button, because I'll have two buttons. So I have to put this other button with an ID of off. So I have two buttons now, and this other one is saying turn off the light. So one is turning on the lights and one is turning off the light. So this is actually HTML code. I'm basically learning HTML and not. I'm basically learning JavaScript. Sorry, and not HTML. But I want to show you how this on-click event of JavaScript works with HTML. So I'll put an on-click event to help us to say something like get element. All right. Okay, document dot get element by ID. So we're getting this element by ID. So I will not use a double quote here because if I try using double quotes, I might mess up my code. You see, there'll be an error. So I'll not use double quotes here. So I'll use a single quote to make a difference. I'll use a single quote. So I'll say in the single quote, I'll get the ID of this image, which is bulb. I think I should have a bracket. Inside the bracket, I'll now add my ID, which is bulb. So outside the bulb, I'll now put a dot source. I'll now use the same thing. I'm having two errors. Okay. I'll now use a dot source. Yes. I'll now link because this is saying that we should on the but I'll now link this my other image that says on dot jpg. And another thing is that, am I right? When I'm making mistake or something on the jpg, should I go back to my last code? TZ12. Ooh, what am I doing wrong? I'm meant to have a course too. So this is the code now. So what else I have to do is size the image, kind of use, I think I should just use style. I think I'm confusing more people, but let me just use style and I will put here 150 pixel and inside that same style I would like to have width. The height is 150 pixel, the width should be 200. I think, I guess not sure. 200 pixels should be okay. So now in this my other button, there's no need of wasting time and just copy this. Sorry, I can just copy this same code that I have here and then make some changes. I'll copy it to this place and make some changes. I'll copy it to this place. So the changes I'm making is that I'll change this image here. So when I was writing my other code, I made a mistake. I wrote off.jpg stuff off.png. So my code was not able to show anything because of the error I made. So another thing I'll have to change here is what else am I meant to change here? Okay, I'm not changing any other thing again. So I guess this is the code here. So let's check and let's run it on the browser. Okay, we have these giant buttons around it. So let's figure out what we did to the buttons. Oh, now I just figured out what happened. So this style is not meant to be here. And just remove it. The two styles are not meant to be here. I'm so sorry. This styles is meant to be here. Oh, I keep making this mistake. Yeah, this style is meant to be here. Okay. I think everything is now okay. So let's go back to our image is looking weird, but it still does what we want it to do. So let's fix the size of the image. So let's do here. Okay, let's remove this 200 pixel. Since 200 pixel is the problem. Let's make it 150 pixel. Will it be okay? 150 pixel. And let's see. Okay, it's okay. So you can now turn on our lights, turn off our lights, turn on our lights, turn off our light. Thank you for your time. So let's go back to